So there have been a number of list changes at the Pies today. Let's talk about it. So I found a spot that isn't a bathroom. It's very echoey while I'll just show you quickly. It is really tall and very echoey. So hopefully it doesn't come through when hopefully this helps a little bit. But there's been a few list changes at Collingwood, couple of delistings, a signing. Let's get into it. So like I said in my previous video, Justin Lepich and the recruiting team and that sort of contract team, they were going to come out and announce who's in and who's out for the 2025 season, and they did it really, really quickly. So today we said goodbye to Nathan Kreugs, Jack Bytel, Josh Eyre. Now, let's talk about these guys individually. We'll start with Josh Eyre first. So Josh Eyre was one of the SSP recruits from the start of the season, and I always thought this was a little bit of a weird recruit. He did feel a need when we needed it, but he did his hamstring. I think he tore it right off the bone. He was out for like 11 weeks or something crazy like that. So 3 months or thereabouts. And they still gave him a contract, and he was doing okay in the VFL, but it didn't do anything. Obviously didn't play in the AFL or anything like that. So I thought that was a weird recruit. I really wanted Bryn Teakle. I didn't follow him too much at the Kangaroos when he went over there, but that forward ruck combo and in a good age bracket, I thought it would have helped us a little bit better than Josh Eyre would have, especially after being out for 3 months with that hamstring right off the bone. The next guy is Jack Bytel. Now, I thought Bytel was serviceable. He was never going to be, in my eyes, a player that we just kept and kept and kept. He didn't show me as much as, like a Ned Long or a Lockie Sullivan did when they came and took the opportunity by the hands. That's not a knock on Bytel at all, but I just don't think he was just fully up to it, up to the Collingwood standard at least. But I thought he was serviceable for what he did, and he was another of the SSP recruits. So the last guy is Nathan Kreugs. Now, Kreugs came from Geelong, obviously, trade period, in the same trade period as Lipinski. So with Kreugs, I thought he did everything he could have. And I think a delisting, he just couldn't get his body right. And when he got his body right, he wasn't tearing games apart. There was a couple of games where he did really well, like the Melbourne game, he kicked 3 goals where we needed a forward. But there was opportunity for him to absolutely grab the game by the scruff of the neck. And because he was the demographic and the position that we needed, but he just couldn't do it. And I know people are calling for him moving to the back line, but I wouldn't. I think he had a stint in the back line at Geelong. I wouldn't trust him in the back line, especially with his body and I wouldn't trust him in the back line. So apparently the Collingwood staff thought exactly the same, and they've chosen to delist him. And we talked about if we do get like a Tim Membry or we do get a Jack Hayes, Kreugs would be the one to get delisted, and lo and behold, Kreugs is the one to get delisted. And it sucks, the highs of recruiting, Dan Houston, Harry Perryman, whoever else you sort of bring in, there's always the lows of delisting. So now we've delisted 4 guys. But of course, thanking them absolutely for the time of the club, they will always be a Collingwood player. We did, however, give a 1-year contract extension to Lockie Sullivan, which is absolutely incredible. Lockie Sullivan was one of those guys where he was in football purgatory. Is he going to get a contract? Is he going to get delisted? Thankfully, we're giving him a contract. I thought, as a Tom Mitchell protege, he can be anything, and this is his first year in an AFL system, right? After being overlooked in so many drafts, so he can only get better. And I thought he did super, super well. Same with Ned Long. I thought he did really, really well as well. But I love Lockie Sullivan. I love the energy that he brings. I just love the way he goes about football, playing like his career depends on it every single game, and that's exactly who you want. You want these guys fighting tooth and nail for a spot in the side, and it's just going to get harder next year. So he gets 1 more year to prove that. I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about was Tomlinson just got delisted by Melbourne. Tim Membry's done a medical. It looks like those are the 2 guys that will pick up, and Membry will just take over from Nathan Kreugs. Reece McGuinness still hasn't got a contract extension. Ash Johnson is still at the club, which I love. I love Ash Johnson. I think he can be anything he wants to be, just needs to work that little bit harder, but he can be absolutely anything he wants to be. And who else? Oh, and Finn McRae, we know, has still got that 1-year contract extension. But they are the list changes so far. Let me know your thoughts down below. Was the delistings good? Who else do you want to see delisted? Should we have given another contract to one of those players? Let me know down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.